Conference here at the Adidas Is All In Press Center at the Hippodromo in Palermo. My name is Jan Runau and I'm the Chief Corporate Communication Officer of the Adidas Group. And today I will be joined here on stage by the CEO of the Adidas Group, Herbert Hainer, who flew in for this press conference today from Germany. So welcome, Herbert Hainer. And I will also be joined here on stage by our Senior Vice President for Region Latin America within the Adidas Group, Charlie Maurath. And our Managing Director for Adidas Argentina, Walter Koll. So welcome Herbert, Charlie and Walter. So the way we would like to do this press conference is that we would like to talk to you about three main topics. One is obviously the Adidas presence here at Copa America. Second, the preparation of Adidas for the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. And third, about the importance of region Latin America for the Adidas Group. I will kick off the discussion with asking a couple of questions to Herbert, Charlie and Walter here on stage, and after that we will open up the floor to your question. So let me start with the first question to our CEO, Herbert Hainer. Herbert, you're a passionate football player yourself and a football expert. So how do you rate the performances at Copa America so far?
Good. Unfortunately, I only could watch it on TV, so I haven't seen it here in the stadium. I'm happy that I can see the two games on Saturday and Sunday. From a distance, I would say this Copa was full of surprises, especially when we think about the Argentinian or the Brazilian national team. But on the other hand, it also shows, in my opinion, that the teams are coming closer and closer together. It's not that there is one or two favorites and the rest is just being there for getting kicked out. I think the competition is getting tougher and closer. On the other hand, I also think that surprises in football makes the sport so great. I just had the opportunity to have another big surprise watched a week ago in Germany when the Japanese women's team won the World Cup, which was a surprise to everybody, but I think great for the country and for women's football. So overall, I think this makes sport great as well, when you have surprises and when you have from time to time teams come through which you do not expect. And I think this is a final which we see on Sunday, Uruguay against Paraguay, which not everybody would have expected before.
You mentioned it already, the final is played by Adidas partner Paraguay against Uruguay. Who's your favorite for the final?
Well, obviously, I have two hearts in my body, because on the one hand, Paraguay is our team which we outfit and most of the players are playing in our shoes. On the other hand, I know personally Diego Forlan, which I admire highly as a player, and we have a few other players in the Uruguay team with Suarez, Diego Forlan, etc. At the end of the day, I do believe Paraguay will make it.
Okay, great. Last week, you could already announce the extension of our partnership with the Argentine Football Association, AFA, until 2022. How happy are you about the continuation of this partnership?
I mean, overall, we are very happy that we could prolong our close partnership with the AFA. There is no doubt, and forget about the defeat on the quarterfinal here, where we all had hoped that they could go first and that we see them on Sunday in the final. But as I said, this happens in sport. In general, I think there is no doubt that there is a great history for football with the Argentine national team. I do remember when I was a little boy, I watched Mario Kempes and then Maradona on TV, and they have been big stars. The Argentinian national team is one of the best teams in the world. The individual players, when you look to them, they have a quality which nobody else. They just have to bring them together as a team that they can be successful, and then I do believe that they will be one of the favorites here for the World Cup 2014, and therefore we are quite happy to be partnered with such a great federation and with such a great team.
One reason that you're here at Copa America is that Copa America is one of the last big football tournaments before the FIFA World Cup 2014 in Brazil. It's 3 years out, but did Adidas already start to prepare for the World Cup?
Yeah, definitely. We have started already last year, directly after the finishing of the World Cup in South Africa. We have sent the first people over to Brazil. Our designers have already been here to get inspiration for our collection in the future. As you all know, we will be the supplier, the outfitter, and the sponsor of the World Cup in 2014 as partner of the FIFA. We will have the official match ball coming from us again this 40 years, and therefore our teams are here trying to get inspiration, because there is no doubt whatever we do in terms of collection, we will try to bring the culture and the colorfulness of Brazil into our products. On the other hand, I think the circumstances for us in 2014 are better than ever. We have so many teams just here in Latin America. When you look to the Copa, we have Colombia, we have Venezuela, we have Argentina, we have Mexico. We have Spain, the reigning world champion. We are partner of the FIFA. World Cup in the country where the team which has won the most World Cup titles, where football is such a passion, the rivalry between Argentina and Brazil. There is everything in my opinion, in 2014. And there is no doubt that we will use this opportunity to really show to the world who is the clear number one in football, and this is Adidas.
You mentioned it already, we play a big role in the World Cup as official sponsor, supplier and licensee. We have done this also in the last 2 World Cups. Why is the World Cup so important for Adidas?
But first and foremost, football is by far the biggest sport in the world. There is no doubt no other sport can attract so many people. And then the Football World Cup is by far the biggest football event in the world. If I have it right in my mind, in South Africa there were cumulative 44 billion viewers during the 4 weeks. And today it is not that dependent anymore where the World Cup is played, because it will be via TV and via all the media transformed in every country around the world with public viewing. People are celebrating football everywhere in the world. And I definitely do believe that in 2014 we will see even a spike in the World Cup compared to what has happened in South Africa or what has happened before in Germany. And therefore it is definitely the best platform for us to showcase our strengths.
We are here in Argentina at Copa America. The World Cup is coming to Brazil in 2014. These are 2 very important markets for us in Latin America. What role does Latin America as a region play in the strategy of the Adidas Group?
Latin America overall as a region is the fastest growing region which we have in our portfolio. If I have it right in my mind, since 8 years we are growing double digit every year here in Latin America, doing now 1.3 billion. So this means more than 10% of our total revenue. And I do remember, Charlie, 10 years ago when we talked, we had 3% of our total revenue done in Latin America, and today we do over 10%. So this is clearly showing the strengths of this region, and I definitely think that this will continue. Look to Argentina, look to Brazil, look to the big sporting events which are coming up, and look to the enthusiasm which you also can see in the other countries nowadays. And therefore this is a very important region for us. We invest heavily here in Latin America, and this will definitely continue.
Last year you also announced ambitious growth plans for the Adidas Group on a worldwide basis. We want to grow, and you want to grow the sales of the Adidas Group from 12 billion euros in 2010 until 17 billion in 2015, and this strategic business plan called Route 2015. So how are we underway on this Route 2015 in the first months of 2011?
So not only I want to grow it, I hope you all want to do it. But in general, you all have read our plans. We want to grow to 17 billion euro in 2015. This is a quite detailed plan which we have put out, and we have announced it to the public. We had a fantastic start in the first year. In the first quarter, we were able to grow our revenues by 18%. Currency neutral, we did 3.3 billion in the first quarter. This is by far the biggest quarter we ever had. All the momentum which I see around the world is great for our brands. We are not growing only with one brand, we are growing with all the brands, be it Adidas, Reebok or TaylorMade, Adidas, Koll. We are growing everywhere in the world, be it America, China, Latin America, Europe. And this is a platform which definitely gives me the confidence and the trust that our plans which we have put out are sound, and we definitely will achieve our plans, because all the indicators which we see so far are really going in the right direction.
Thank you, Herbert. Moving over to Charlie, our Senior Vice President and Head of the region Latin America. Charlie, are you happy with the way the Adidas brand presented itself at Copa America?
Yes, of course I am. Of course I'm not so happy that Argentina went out as the host country, as Herbert mentioned already. But overall, I think the Copa America, from a Latin American point of view, worked extremely well for us. We had 5 of the 12 teams. We have a coverage of footwear I think we haven't had in the past. And if you see the overall tournament from a Latin American view, we had Colombia, Venezuela performing very well at the tournament, and we had in the semi-final 2 teams, and now we have in the final a team, and also for the third place a team. So from that kind of view, it went extremely well for the brand. And also have to make a compliment, we have a fantastic media center over here. It's the first time in the ramp-up of World Cup 2014. I think the coverage we get also from all of you is really excellent.
We heard Herbert talking about the importance of Latin America, also about the fantastic growth rates that we enjoyed in this region over the last couple of years. What do you think are the key success factors for the Adidas Group here in Latin America?
Okay, in my opinion, first of all, it's the people.
Management.
It's our leader. No, it's overall. It's the people we have. We have a fantastic team. We have people that are engaged, empowered, very enthusiastic about their work. They're very passionate of what they are doing, and that makes a hell of a difference. Second of all, I think over the last 8 years, we had always a clear plan. We had until 2010 Latin Conquest, and I think with Route 2015, we have the most comprehensive strategic business plan I think the group ever had, and also Latin America. And certainly, I think success breeds success. We have had now 8 years of double-digit, very, very strong growth, which motivates also the people. And I think we have a bright future ahead. We have Conferencia Cup in 2013, we have World Cup in 2014, we have Copa America in 2015 and Rio Olympics in 2016. So I think this gives all of us a huge motivation to continue the path we have.
And the World Cup is coming to Brazil, so it's coming to your region. How do you prepare your team for the World Cup?
Okay, as Herbert mentioned a few minutes ago, the World Cup preparation within the group starts actually with the end of one World Cup. We are in close contact with the group in working the plans out for World Cup 2014, but we have an additional aspect. I mean, Latin America, football is the heart and the soul of most of the countries. So this World Cup, from my point of view, will be not only a World Cup of Brazil. We are working on plans that covers the whole region. So we will come up with quite some surprises.
Okay, great. Looking forward to that. Thank you, Charlie. And last but not least, we would like to hear from Walter Koll, obviously, a couple of comments on the Argentinian market. So Walter, how's the business doing so far in Argentina this year?
The brand is as strong as ever in Argentina. We are really enjoying a great momentum from all our consumers. We have been growing over and beyond 25% every year since the last few years, and we are enjoying that all our categories, football, but not only football, which is exceeding this year what we made last year on the World Cup, but also all other categories are really doing extremely well.
What do you think makes Adidas as a brand so strong here in Argentina?
I think it's an interesting question. I think everybody knows that Argentina has such a long history with the brand, which makes us beloved and cherished by all consumers. every single market survey that is done among consumers in Argentina shows us as the clear #1 and preferred brand. And this is at the heart of why we are so strong in the country. But also, we also should mention that our strong and long-lasting relationship with most of the federations in Argentina, the Football Federation, the Hockey Federation, the Rugby Federation, and many other symbols and athletes that are really so much connected to our brand, is at the heart of our success in the country.
You are responsible for Argentina, but part of your responsibility as managing director is also Paraguay. So Paraguay is in the final on Sunday against Uruguay, so also to you the question, who do you think will win the final?
Well, I think I can say who I wish wins the final, which is of course the team of Paraguay. We provide support to the Paraguayan Football Association from Argentina, and I really wish that on Sunday the team can have the cup in their hands.
Okay, thank you Walter, thank you Charlie, thank you Herbert. So that concludes our brief introduction here of our 3 topics on stage, and now we will open up the floor to your questions. We have translations, so obviously you can answer your questions in either English or in Spanish. And yeah, we also have a young lady running around with a microphone so that we can all listen to your questions. So, who has a question?
¿Cuáles son las zapatillas?
Yeah, just wait 1 second until we are settled with the headphones, please, and then we can start.
¿Cuáles son las zapatillas Adidas? ¿Qué marca es la más vendida en Argentina? ¿Y cuánto es el gasto promedio del consumidor en zapatillas?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, who made a question? Okay, thank you. So, what is the best-selling shoe in Argentina? What is the average selling price? And that's it? Okay, so we have a lot of different articles and models that we sell in Argentina. So I can mention that we have 3 main different lines in football, which is the Predator, the EF50, and the Adipure. The 3 are selling extremely well. It's not a single model, but it's 3 lines or concepts that have different takedowns. We also have very strong selling shoes in running. We have the Adistar, which is our best selling shoe in running. But also we have different and fresher models for the summer. So it's not a single model that we have as the selling shoe star in Argentina, but it's a wide range in football, in running. We also have very traditional models like the Superstar from Originals, which is still selling very well in Argentina. We also have what is the Bounce collection on the running category that is also very strong. So I can tell you that we don't have losers, and we have a lot of different winners in Argentina on the selling side. What is the average selling price in Argentina? I would say that 300 pesos retail price would probably today be the average one.
coaches, to all the journalists, to the people who are following football, he is definitely the best footballer in the world. He is talented like hell, and scoring 53 goals in Barcelona in the season, I mean, this is incredible. So, unfortunately, he was not able to show all his talent at the Argentinian national team yet. I'm absolutely convinced that if he will make his first goal, then this will break up, and he will show his tremendous skills, which he can. And don't forget, he is still a young player. So all the great players from the past also needed time, also in the national team, to grow into the role. But I'm absolutely convinced he is, as I said, the best footballer in the world, and he will definitely show his talent and his skills in the Argentinian national team. One should not be impatient with that, because, as I said, there is no doubt that he has all the talents and all the skills. The second question goes to Brazil. Obviously, Brazil, 5 times world champion. We would be interested to have Brazil in our roster as well. But as far as I know, they are linked with our main competitor until 2018. And we have so many good teams, as Charlie and Walter have just mentioned here in the region. I think we have a great portfolio. Don't forget, we have the reigning world champion, we have the reigning European champion, with Spain and a lot of others. So overall, we are quite happy with the portfolio we have.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Saludos a todos ustedes. A lo largo de la historia, Adidas ha puesto la pelota del campeonato del mundo, a lo largo de la historia. La verdad, pues, cada que hay un campeonato del mundo hay una pelota nueva, con nueva tecnología, con nuevos avances, que van midiendo cosas realmente importantes. ¿Cómo se prepara Adidas para el 2014? ¿Qué tiene Adidas preparado para esto y en qué se basa la tecnología de cada pelota en cada campeonato del mundo? Buenos días una vez más.
So this is correct. I think we are supplying the official match ball already since 1970 for the World Cups, and we always try to further develop all our products and to bring new innovation to the market. And there is no doubt that especially the ball has developed tremendously. When you think 10-15 years ago, we still had a leather ball. When it was wet, all the water went into the leather ball, and at the end of the game it was double the weight than we started. This is not the case anymore today. The ball gets faster. We hopefully see more goals. And we're already working on further innovating the ball for 2014, and also on some design proposals and alternatives, how we bring the culture and what really stands for Brazil into a design for the ball, which we have done in the past as well. You might remember the Jabulani last year, which had covered the 11 languages, the 11 different parts of the population in South Africa. The same as 2006, when we called the ball Teamgeist, which I think is a synonym for what Germany stands for. Not always the best individual players, but as a team, they really can achieve a lot. And therefore we are working on it. We are not done. We still have a little time, but it is quite clear that the ball which we will bring out for 2014 will be a new technology and will definitely be a new kind of ball. Thank you.
Next question, please.
Buen día, Leo Morales, Economía Deportiva. Quería preguntarles cuál es el perjuicio para Adidas que Argentina no haya llegado a la final, y tampoco por supuesto Messi, y si tenían pensada alguna campaña publicitaria y tuvieron que bajarla de que Argentina no haya llegado a la final.
Okay, I can take that. I mentioned before that the business in Argentina is as strong as ever, and there has been actually no impact from the performance on the team for the business in Argentina. We have successfully delivered and sold most of the products that we have prepared for the Cup. We will exceed this year what we sold in football and AFA-related products in Argentina as compared to what we sold last year, which is a World Cup year. So business-wise, it's been a very successful result for our company, and we have had no impact whatsoever on the result, on the performance of the team. Our campaigns our media campaign had already been planned in advance and didn't need to be changed due to the results either.
Thank you. Next question, please. Yeah, Maurath, please.
Quería saber si podían contarnos cuánto fue el monto que pagaron para acordar con la AFA para extender el contrato, aunque sea estimativo. ¿Cuál es el crecimiento que planean para 2011? Digamos, ¿cuál es el boom que está viendo acá en Argentina? Y si la política de importaciones de la Argentina está haciendo resentir ese crecimiento y le está demandando mayor inversión acá en la Argentina, ¿cuánto representa eso para Adidas?
I think Herbert should comment on the AFA agreement, probably.
Yeah, this is quite simple, as we don't give out any numbers. I think you will understand why, because also our competitors are all listening very carefully, so we don't give any numbers, but we definitely do believe we have a fair agreement with the AFA where both parties can be really benefit, and it's not just the money, we also want to together to help the football in Argentina, especially in the development of the young teams, to grow it further. And as I said already at the beginning, we are quite happy with the partnership and with the prolongation.
So, commenting on the business in Argentina, I mentioned before that the business is growing healthily. We have been growing very fast over the past 10 years. Lately and this year, we expect that we will grow beyond 25% as compared to a very successful year in 2010. With regards to how we source the products and what the import situation is in Argentina, we have been flexible in order to adapt to the demands from the government, and we have successfully put together our sourcing strategy that enables us to sell products in Argentina, both imported but also with a wide and growing range of local production that we have been developing also over the past 10 years.
No impactó en el negocio local.
We have adapted, so we have been successfully adapting to the regulations and the situation in Argentina, and there has been no impact in our business as we have been able to develop a wide range of local production to sell in the country.
Maybe I can add, Malta, that within our plans for Route 2015, it is no secret that we want to further increase local production, not only in Argentina, also in Brazil and in the region, because otherwise we cannot cope with the growth rates which we foresee, and therefore the percentage of local production will further grow here in the region.
Okay, next question.
Well, I'm Jorge Sigüenza, Fox Sports Latin America. I'm a sports journalist, but my question perhaps is a little bit economy question. Nowadays there's a big crisis in Europe, economic crisis in Europe. How does this crisis affect Adidas, and how can overseas markets help to this economy and, for example, Latin American market? If improving Latin American market, can Adidas also help to solve or save that crisis?
Yeah, this is a question where I could speak about 30 minutes now when we talk about the worldwide economy, but let me try to make it simple. I don't think that we can say Europe has a crisis in terms of economy. You have some countries, for example Germany, which are still doing quite well. France is doing okay. Of course, you have some countries like Greece, which are the worst in the moment. I hope that today, when we are sitting here, all the big politicians in Europe are talking about how they can help Greece and how they can fix the euro crisis. I'm sure they will find a solution because nobody wants really to break it away. And then I think the strong horses like Germany and France in Europe will further carry the European wagon. And I think it is a little bit similar around the world when you look to the economy. In the US, still some challenges ahead, as you know, and they have to fix problems with the deficit as well. When you go to Asia, I think China is still booming, 8 to 10% GDP growth, which is official, most probably even a little bit higher. I also just came back last week from Japan, and you will see that the Japanese economy will grow. As bad as this was, the disaster with the tsunami, but now they will invest a lot of money into infrastructure, bridges, streets, schools, etc., especially in the Sendai area. So I do believe that as long as I'm in the business, at least, and this is since 24 years now with Adidas, we always had, when you look around the world, ups and downs, and you know it here in Argentina as well, you saw ups and downs. Overall, I think we as a company, we are very well prepared for that, what we want to achieve. As I said before, luckily we are growing with all our brands, we are growing everywhere in the world, so therefore we can also compensate for the one or the other country which is not doing very well. And there is a third aspect which I think is quite important, and I'm happy that I have the opportunity to mention it here. I think when you look into the whole development of the society around the world, and I definitely believe this is playing into our cards. What do I mean with that? First and foremost, people getting older and older. As a simple example, 20 years ago, somebody got retired with 62 and he died with 66. Only 4 years where he could enjoy his life. Today, the retirement age is at 61 and people live until 76 on average. So 14 years where you can do a lot for yourself. Second point is that there is really a trend for body conscious, for health in the society. People do sport, and even if they walk or they jog or they go to the fitness studio, when you go to a gym today, you can see people who are 70, 75 years. My father never did it because he had to work to raise up the children, etc. Today it is a different picture, and I definitely do believe all these socio-demographic factors playing into the parts of the sports industry. Because, as I said before, they want to stay fit, that they want to do more, and this is good for us. And this is one of the reasons why we grow, or some other companies as well in our industry grow faster than the economy. As I said before, 18% in the first quarter. This is not what the worldwide economy is. I hope this answers your question. A little bit long, but I still could go on.
No, it's fine. But you are one of the guys that in crisis, crisis means changes. And in crisis, you see opportunities. For example, you're one of the guys.
Absolutely. When in October 2008, when the Lehman bankruptcy hit the world economy, then, as you know, we had a big financial and economic crisis in 2009. And in October, at the end of October 2008, I gathered my top management team, which were around 200 people, in Herzog, and told them what I think we have to do to go through the crisis. And we initiated a program which was called Divest and Invest. Divest, of course, we had to cut costs and hiring freeze and travel and entertainment costs down. But we also invested. Where in this time, we took new sports marketing symbols to our roster. We invested in new processes, in infrastructure, because one point was clear to me. One day the crisis will be over. I didn't know exactly when, as I believe nobody knew. But one day it will be over, and I always said we want to be the ones who get fastest out of it. And this, as we can prove, has happened.
Okay, thank you. There's another question, I think, over here. Okay.
Sí, a ver, la última, por favor. Dante Mateo, de Radio Programa del Perú. Hablaban de Messi, hablaban de Argentina, de Brasil, no han hablado de Perú, de Venezuela, las sorpresas en esta Copa América. Creo que la selección peruana no tiene Adidas en estos momentos. Si están pensando, si han visto ahora Perú, si han visto, bueno, Venezuela creo que sí, pero Perú, no sé si con estos resultados que se han dado, Perú buscando el tercer lugar, metido entre los cuatro, si han mirado el fútbol peruano, qué les ha parecido. Y hay nombres también, ¿no? Como está el de Messi en Argentina, está de Pablo Guerrero, de Juan Manuel Vargas en Perú. ¿Qué proyectos tienen para invertir en el Perú, un país que de poquito también viene creciendo en el ámbito económico?
I might comment on this one. First of all, we are clear market leader in Peru. Adidas has been seeing a tremendous growth. Peru today, I would say, belongs to the 3 fastest growing, not only economies, but also in the sporting goods industry. Adidas has been growing tremendously. Peru is having huge economic upswing. We are well positioned in Peru, and we are looking specifically in football in the various options, and we are in conversation with clubs and of course also with the federation. They are having at the moment an agreement, but like with all the federations in the region, we are in communication, and if an opportunity comes, we may grab it or we may not. But Peru is definitely a market where the group has been investing heavily over the last few years.
Okay, next question on this side.
Yes, I'm Shane Romig from Dow Jones Newswire. I just want to ask you, you operate in just about every corner of the world, and there's a lot of complicated issues now, be it inflation, currency fluctuations, and surging commodity prices. I want to know, how do you prepare yourself to defend against these or to be ready from them, and what's your master plan?
Yeah, in general, you're right. It is a complex business because I think we have 123 subsidiaries around the world. We are in every corner, so you can find our products everywhere. And yeah, we have to deal with rising raw material prices, be it cotton, be it polyester, be it rubber. We have challenges with some currencies which go up or down to a bigger extent than we have foreseen it. But overall, we are used to that, and we are used to that business. I think we have a quite capable management team, be it here in Latin America, but also around the world. We are investing heavily in educating our young managers to bring them up to speed that they can tackle all these challenges. I think we have very good professionals, be it in treasury, who take care about currencies, be it in sourcing. I mean, in the last year we have produced 220 million pairs of shoes and 350 million pieces of apparel. And in general, we have all delivered it in the right quality at the right time to the right place. This is a complex machine, and at the end of the day, business is people. I think we have tremendously good people, and this is why we can manage it.
¿Qué tal? Soy Alejandro Berkovich de Buenos Aires Económico y les quería preguntar a Hainer, le quería pedir una breve caracterización de la economía argentina y en el contexto latinoamericano, si ve que es el mercado argentino una tabla, digamos, en general de salvación de lo que puede ser una caída del consumo en Europa en función de este aumento del 3 al 10% que dijo que representa Latinoamérica en la facturación global. Y a Koll quería pedirle alguna precisión más sobre lo que preguntó antes la colega sobre la balanza comercial, si esa adaptación que hicieron a las políticas del gobierno llevó, por ejemplo, a que tengan una balanza equilibrada hoy como empresa, o cuánto de lo que venden es importado y cuánto es nacional, esos datos.
So let me make a few general comments on the Argentine economy as I see it, and then I think Walter is definitely more appropriate to answer it. Overall, at least what I see from the distance is that the government has taken in the last years the right steps to grow the economy. As far as I know, the GDP is around 7 to 8%, which is definitely higher than in Europe. But I also think Argentina has still a lot of potential. But all the things which I at least see from the distance are heading in the right direction. Obviously, there are some challenges out, be it inflation or the other elements, but overall, I think it is promising what happens here, and I definitely have seen it in the country or the economy of the country in a more difficult stage in the past.
Okay, in regards to the imports and production, we can say that this year we will already produce more than 50% of what we will sell in the country within Argentina. So all kind of products, including footwear, apparel, and accessories, which is everything we sell, has a local production leg, which is today higher and bigger than what we import. With regards to the trade balance, we have also been working proactively with the government in order to increase and develop our export base. We are exporting product to other Latin American countries. We're also exporting furniture that we use for Adidas stores in all retail stores in Latin America. We're also producing and exporting bags. And of course, one of our main leather suppliers in the world is placed in Argentina, and we are exporting a lot of leather into Asia from Argentina.
Yeah, next question, please.
Sí, mi nombre es Cecilia Caminos, de la agencia alemana de prensa TPA. Quería saber si nos podían precisar las intenciones de ampliar la producción en América Latina, en qué países y qué tipo de productos tienen pensado fabricar aquí.
Good. First and foremost, as I said before, if we want to cope with the growth perspectives which we have here in Latin America, then we have to further invest, which we definitely will do. I said before already that mainly Argentina and Brazil we are looking into it, but these are not the only countries. We are looking into the whole region where we have to set up our production facilities in the future, where are our growth perspectives, where is the talent pool within which country for footwear production or for apparel production. And I definitely don't want to go into too much details today, because first and foremost, not all our plans are finished yet, and they are evolving permanently. And on the other hand, I definitely do believe that our competitors are reading TPA and the other newspapers as well. So therefore, I want to be a little bit cautious. But you will definitely see that we are ramping it up. I think we have already 12 production facilities here in Argentina which are producing Adidas products, and we definitely will increase the volumes. Be it within the existing 12, or do we adding some more production facilities, we have to see.
Next question, please.
Claudio De Stefano. Claudio De Stefano, del Diario de Negocios de BIS de Buenos Aires. Dos preguntas, una muy cortita vinculada con el running. ¿Cuán importante es el running para Adidas Argentina versus el global? Y una bien local. Adidas estratégicamente siempre tuvo un club en primera A. Su principal competidor siempre tuvo un club en primera A, principalmente. Ahora el club de primera A descendió. Si la estrategia de Adidas va a ser tener otro club de primera A y obligar a que su principal competidor tenga un club del Nacional B.
Okay, I can comment on running. Our running category has been the fastest growing category for Adidas in Argentina over the past few years. It's been very successful the way we have created knowledge among the consumers on our technologies. We have been supporting and sponsoring the Buenos Aires Marathon, which is among the world in the top over the past few years, and we will continue to support it. We also have the half marathon in Buenos Aires and in Rosario City, and this progress together with our products has created a lot of understanding and goodwill with consumers. So today they understand much better, they know what they have to use each case by case, and the result is that our business is growing faster than other categories, even than football.
Sorry about that. And this goes along with our international strategy as well. Running is the biggest category around the world, because the running shoe can also use just for walking or just for wearing it when you go shopping in the city. So therefore the potential is that big. For us, this is one of the biggest growth opportunities. I think we have made very good inroads, especially on the professional running side. When you look to products like Adizero, Adistar, Supernova, they are winning a lot of awards today. We're winning a lot of races with our racers or our athletes. Though all what Walter said for Argentina is true for our international strategy in running as well.
Okay, on River Plate, I can comment. I'm a River Plate fan, so I have suffered a lot over the past few weeks. And what we said on our statement is completely true. We are ready to stay together with the club in its way back to First Division. This is our priority, and we are ready to support River Plate in the years to come. We are not looking into further options today. We can't discard them either, but we are not really looking into further options, and we are sure that we will soon see River Plate back in First Division.
Okay, can we come to the last two questions? Are there any more questions?
Sí, ¿qué tal? Diego Silver, de Marca Deporte, Marca de Gol. En realidad mi pregunta era parecida a la que hizo Claudio recién. Era para el presidente de Adidas Argentina. El descenso de River es público y el dato quizá es que por primera vez en esta temporada, en más de 3 décadas, no va a haber un equipo Adidas en primera división, algo que obviamente es inédito. Hay ciertos trascendidos que dicen que la marca estaría interesada, más allá de lo que acaba de decir, puntualmente con el Club Estudiantes de La Plata, quizá para a partir del año que viene. La pregunta era esa, quizás para completar lo que había preguntado antes Claudio. Gracias.
Okay, there's really nothing on our plate today, so we are not really looking into alternatives. We don't, as I mentioned, discard them either, because this is a complete change in environment. It's really our priority today to support River Plate and try to make sure that he can make it back to First Division. And there is no open negotiations or discussions with any other club today.
Yeah, first over here.
Sí. Daniel Estico de Infobae. Una breve, por favor, síntesis sobre cuál es el plan de negocios para la Argentina en materia de inversión en aumento de capacidad, el monto de la inversión, si es posible, en dólares. Y la última pregunta está vinculada con el grado de saturación de este mercado, es decir, ¿cuántas prendas total vende Adidas en la Argentina por habitante, por año?
Okay, we don't really provide detailed information on a country level, so this information is not really available. What I can say is that we have been developing our suppliers and our capacity for production together with the growth for the market. So this has been a smooth and very well managed peer process, and today we are ready to continue to develop our production base for the future. We mentioned a few weeks ago when we opened a new sole factory in Chivilcoy with our partners from Paquetá from Brazil, that next year we will grow our capacity for shoe production in Argentina by 25%. So this is the kind of approach that we do, which is to continue to develop our suppliers according to what the demand in the market is. We can't really mention on the investments, it's just aligned with the growth of the business.
I would like to step in here. Besides into production, we are also investing into retail quite heavily. We are investing into infrastructure, such as expansion of distribution centers. So there is a sequence of other investment across the region. So it's not only a one-dimensional investment into production capabilities.
Okay, very last question from over here, please.
2018 we want to have 100% with better cotton. In general, we have just announced our sustainability strategy a few days ago. We are making great progress. We have certified with ISO 14001 the 5 places in the US, which means we manage them in a sustainable way, which is acknowledged by neutral partners. We do a lot of initiatives. I can't count them all now what we are doing, but this is clearly one part of our strategy. And if you would look into our Route 2015 plan, then there is one part, besides of driving revenues, being more profitable, growing running, there is being much more sustainable and building a sustainable company with clear targets. What we want to achieve, you can read it on our website, and then you can monitor it and you can challenge it whether we live up to that. My private life. So, of course, I have to fly, otherwise I couldn't come to Argentina, and therefore, I'm also putting CO2 or the pilot of the airplane into the air. But I personally do a lot of running by myself, I do a lot of walking, I do a lot of biking. So whenever it is possible that I can avoid the car, I do it. And I told to Charlie already, when this is done here, because I just arrived from Germany this morning, we immediately go out for a walk and we want to see some sun and fresh air.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, that concludes our corporate press conference, our adidas Group press conference here in Buenos Aires. Thank you very much again for coming, and thanks again for Herbert, Charlie, and Walter for answering all your questions. Thanks, and hope to see you soon again.